Hi to everybody. Uh, this is the second part of a tutorial that follow the first part, which I have drawn this house in FreeCAD, and all I want to do now is to export this building in Blender 3D, and to obtain finest model, to add some details, and to simulate the energy behavior of the entire building. To export the model, I have to choose the format in which I want to export. First of all, before the exporting process, I suggest to organize the model in some subcategories. So I have already put the building in on 3 levels, 3 layer, and I can activate and deactivate this level to confirm that the wall and other elements are part of it. And I think it's important to create folders that contains the windows, the doors, and other sub-element of the building, because we often need particular treatment of these kind of objects. So as you see, I've put the window in the folders, and the same for the door, the internal doors. This means that these elements, like windows and doors, is hosted by the wall, but at the same time it's contained by the specific folder. So I can manage more efficiently these objects that are smaller from that are small objects, so I can redefine the dimensions, attribute materials, and so on. So every macro folder or macro level, appears in the tree view on the left panel. and I can hide or show them by clicking the space bar like this. The the entire there another macro box, the building object that contains all the subfolder. I can see there's all the objects are contained in the house store, so I can hide and show them by clicking the spacebar. Before I start to export the objects, I have to select what objects I want to export. By clicking in the tree view, I select all the layouts and the building I want to export, and I'll try to export like OBJ. I suggest to export through OBJ alias mesh format because it's the more stable way to export, and there's also another way that's are growing very well to export the building, and it's the IFC format. But now, to speed the process, I use the OBJ format. IFC is still in development, and it's already solid, but there's some tricks to install the IFC OpenShell, and if we don't need to handle an EFC model of our buildings, for now it's the OBJ files format is enough. So I choose alias mesh OBJ, and name the file, new name export, and so the model is exported. In this file. Then I have to open Blender 3D and try to import the file. Okay. As you see, the building is very large. Is drawn in kilometers. So I have to scale it to meters, because Blender 3D uses the meters like a standard unit, and FreeCAD uses millimeters as a standard. So I have to scale, press S key and type 0.001. So I have my model. It's in a wrong orientation. I have to rotate on x-axis to align in the correct way. And with a negative 90 degree. Okay, and I have my model imported, and as you see, I can improve the visualization of the model by activate an ambient occlusion, for example. As you see, the model is imported correctly, and I have some 2D elements that was contained in the folder that I've created in FreeCAD, like this plane, and I can delete the part that I'm not interested in. So I suggest to save the Blender file. And let's try a first render in a cycle in GPU compute. As you see, it's dark because there's no light source. I can use a node environment or a node sky texture. It's the internal physics sky generated by Blender 3D. And as you see, the model, it's right, it's correct. This is the wireframe viewport. This is the solid, and as you see, all the structure that was imported from FreeCAD, it's triangulate. So if we have to make a nice render, we have to, in some case, we have to refine these triangles. For example, I have to refine this sub-level wall, which remove table tools, and defining a quad face for a better visualization. So I think it's all for now. In the next tutorial we will use this model to define a retopo model for energy simulation through vSuite. Bye, see you the next time.